Okay. Smart. So they can hear us. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Hi, everyone. If you're just joining us, thank you so much for being patient as we worked through our technical difficulties. Obviously, as you can see, we're inside the Buffalo State University Sports Arena for today's NCATA Division III tournament quarterfinal featuring number 1 University of Mary Hardin-Baylor versus number 8 Stevenson University. Again, since you're just joining us, we did just finish up the acro event, and we will be moving on to the pyramid event shortly. Before we check in on the scores, let's explain what you'll see next, which is the pyramid event. The pyramid event will be our final event before we go into halftime. In the pyramid event, athletes will build 3 layers in a structure. The start value of each heat is determined by the difficulty and the combination of the entry, structure, and dismount. The pyramid event has 3 different heats with different requirements for each heat. Heat 1 must have an inversion, Heat 2 must be synchronized, and Heat 3 is a open heat. Key things the officials will be looking for are a hold by the top for 3 seconds, following the entry, stability of the structure, and a smooth dismount that ends with either a catch or a landing. As we wait, I want to go ahead and introduce my partner for today is Sophie Binsall. Sophie, how you doing today?
Good, Mel. Excited to watch some good acro today. All right, the scores are in. Stevenson with a 9.15 in the 5-element acro. Mary Hardin-Baylor, 9.65. In the 6-element heat, Stevenson with a 7.05. Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 9.225. In the 7-element heat, Stevenson with a 6.475. Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 9.45. The running totals for the event: 22.675 for Stevenson, Mary Hardin-Baylor 28.325, and the total for right now: Stevenson 43.3 and Mary Hardin-Baylor 64.475.
Value of 9.5. For about 3 seconds. They did come down a little early, but the catch was nice. So next up, we'll see UMHB with a starting value of 10.0 in their inversion pyramid. And here comes UMHB.
Good pyramid from Mary Hardin-Baylor. I saw a nice strong catch in that 3-second hold.
A little bobble into the inversion pyramid. The judges are going to deduct for that. But overall, really solid.
Yes.
Next up, we'll have Stevenson in the Heat 2 synchronized pyramid with a starting value of 9.50. Here comes Stevenson.
A solid pyramid from Stevenson. An important thing to note in the duo pyramid is both teams do have to be synchronized in every skill that they do. So I think Stevenson did a pretty good job with that.
Sport. The synchronized pyramid did not always used to be synchronized. A couple years ago, the NCATA has a scoring committee and a sport oversight committee that looks at the sport and makes sure that it's consistent throughout. So they did add in that synchronized pyramid heat a couple years ago, as you can see, because the acro heat is also synchronized too.
Yes.
As well as the toss. UMHB up next in the synchronized pyramid with a start value of 10.0.
Very nice from Mary Hardin-Baylor.
One thing to note, the top on the left, you definitely want your tops to be parallel with their straddle, and she was over parallel, so
Yes.
judges are definitely going to be scoring hopefully well on that one.
Yes.
Stevenson is going to come out on Heat 3 Pyramid with their only 10.0 start value of the Pyramid round in the open heat.
And that was your open pyramid from Stevenson. Very nice. Nice straddle hold from our top, Annabelle Rosso. Your pike hold, sorry.
And to close out the Pyramid event will be UMHB in the Heat 3 Open Pyramid with a start value of 10.0. Very nicely executed.
And a solid landing. So the two teams just competed the same exact pyramid, but Mary Hardin-Baylor chose to face theirs exactly to the side, and Stevenson chose to put it out there just a little bit to an angle.
Looking for extension by the top, the height of the top when executing her skill, the top's body position, and tight catches by the bases. First up for the Salto Heat is Stevenson University, competing with a start value of 8.80.
Good salto toss from Stevenson.
The judges will be looking for steps from the bases, so each step is a deduction, and we will let them do their job to calculate those scores.
Yes.
Next up in Heat 1 of the toss event for UMHB with a start value of 9.4.
A little bit of a pike down coming through from that toss, but overall, good body position.
For Heat 2, it is the synchronized toss. Stevenson will start with a 8.65.
That was our duo toss from Stevenson University. Couple steps, small errors, but overall, good timing.
For Heat 2 in our synchronized toss, UMHB will start with a 9.40. Some standout athletes to watch, number 19, Sarah Williamson, and number 9, Jenna Hall. They are both tops.
Another good toss for Mary Hardin-Baylor.
So what they just competed is a back full toss, up to the coach and their discretion whether or not they want to do that forward facing or at a diagonal. Sometimes coaches will put it to the side to try and minimize any deduction they can to give their team the best shot at the most highest score. Final heat in our toss event is the open toss. Stevenson will start with 8.65. They will be competing a front flip layout. It's a forward-facing toss.
Good execution from Stevenson. That was the same group that competed in the duo toss, so I'm happy to see that they were able to clean that up.
Good recovery.
Yes.
Finally, for Heat 3 in the toss event for UMHB, their highest start value yet with a 9.90. Sophie, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is a back double, twisting toss.
Yeah, I think you're correct.
Now, the only other thing that could get them to a 10.0 start value with this toss is adding a kick to it, and that would bring it to that solid 10.0 start. Our top for this event will be number 9, Jenna Hall, and standout athlete, sure to keep your eyes peeled for her.
Wow.
Beautiful height.
Yes.
If we're being very nitpicky, like you said earlier, slightly piked down on the end of that toss, but otherwise, very, very strong toss, very nicely executed.
Yes.
So before we announce the scores from the toss event, let's explain the tumbling event. This event has 6 heats. The first 3 are synchronized group tumbling passes, a duo, trio, and quad tumbling pass. The last 3 are individual tumbling passes. The start value of each heat is determined by the difficulty and combination of skills in each pass. Officials will be looking for synchronization in the first 3 heats, as well as the continuity of skills and acceleration of the pass, proper body positions during skills, and the body position and control of the landing, whether that be a forward landing or backward landing. Something to note, the second half of the acro meet usually goes by pretty quickly. Toss event is judged really fast. Same with tumbling, only 6 heats in that. And then, of course, the last round is the team event. Normally, tumbling is a crowd favorite. while we're waiting, I'll talk about head coach for UMHB, Rafaela Scotto. She was named head acrobatics and tumbling coach in June of 2022. Last year was a very strong season for the crew. She became the first and her team, Division III team, to break into the NCATA top 8, ranked 7 nationally as well. Something to note, the crew also won the NCATA Division III title back in 2024, setting multiple program records and recording another perfect 10 score back in 2024, and UMHB also qualified for 6 NCATA National Championship event finals. Last year, Scotto was named NCATA Coach of the Year.
Scores for our toss event: Stevenson in the 450 salto toss with a 7.175, Mary Hardin-Baylor with an 8.65. In the synchronized toss, Stevenson with a 5.30 and Mary Hardin-Baylor with an 8.75. In the open toss, Stevenson with a 6.9 and Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 9.50. The event totals for each team: Stevenson with a 19.375, Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 26.9. Total scores: Stevenson 88.875, Mary Hardin-Baylor 120.40.
Here comes the duo tumbling round from Stevenson.
Sticks from both of them.
That was a start value of 7.25.
That was Annabelle Rosso and Elise Gasker. Both of them are standout athletes for Stevenson. We saw them a lot in the first half, and we'll continue to see them throughout the second half as well.
In our duo tumbling round for UMHB, their start value will be a 9.55 with number 9 Jenna Hall and number 37 Jackie McGuire. It's amazing really to see Jackie out this season, as she had missed her 2024 season with an injury, so really awesome to see her here competing today. Feet on the ground for UMHB.
Slightly off timing after that 1.5 step out.
She did a really nice job continuing her momentum out of that step out. Sometimes when that happens, you can lose momentum and it can be hard to finish the skill, so she did a really great job finishing.
Absolutely.
Next up for Stevenson will be the trio tumbling pass with a start value of 6.75. We'll be competing a round off back handspring, back tuck. For Stevenson, we will see number 3, Daisy Fernandez, number 20, Valentina Lumaro, and number 42, Allison Zemek.
Good trio tumbling heat from the Stangs. Slightly off timing. Somewhere in that pass from all 3 athletes, but again, they found their feet and finished strong.
Next up in the tumbling round will be the trio pass from UMHB with a start value of 8.75. We'll see number 5, Maya Manaka, 35, Riley Gray, and number 14, Lucia Duran. Keep in mind, athletes can determine where they would like to start, so sometimes you will see athletes start at the back of the bench versus the front of the floor, whatever they need to do to ensure that they are most synchronized as they compete. So for some of these athletes, they are starting on their bench, stepping on that wood floor, and then hurtling back onto the full competition mat. Really nice timing from the UMHB.
Yes. Very powerful tumbling pass.
Number 5, Maya. She was on the roster last year in 2024, where she did set a new program record for that trio pass with an 8.7. It's only 0.05 of deduction. Mm-hmm. Very, very low.
Yes.
Next up for Stevenson in the tumbling round is the quad pass. This will start with a 6.75. It's the front handspring, round off, back handspring, back tuck. Will be number 3, Daisy Fernandez, number 20, Valentina Lumaro, number 1, Annabelle Rousseau, number 8, Allie Gasker.
quad tumbling pass from Stevenson. Those back two athletes are pretty in sync the entire time. The front two got a little bit off, but again, everyone found their feet.
So for our listeners out there, you may see this tumbling round score slightly lower. They do have a crossover deduction, so when you compete acrobatics and tumbling, you cannot have more than 2 athletes in 2 rounds, and so they will get a neutral penalty on that. So the score is going to be a little lower than normal, so if you see that, just know that the coach knows that and the athletes know that.
Yes.
Next up for UMHB in the quad tumbling pass with a start value of 8.0. This is going to be the lowest start value of their tumbling round. Is number 50 Alexis Kokol, number 3 Abby Coyle, number 22 Casey Hedrick, number 28 Chloe Drew.
Very clean round off back handspring full from Mary Hardin-Baylor.
Beautiful timing and a fun little celebration at the end there. That's how you know teammates are happy,
Yes.
coach looks happy, and bench is excited.
Something to know as we reflect the lower start value, we do have 4 tumblers out there now, so as you increase the amount of people in each heat, it does get more difficult to synchronize all of the athletes. So Mary Hardin-Baylor chose to put out a round off back handspring full, executed it very clean.
Next up for Stevenson in the aerial tumbling round with a start value of 7.50 will be number 20 Valentina Lumaro. So this is our 3rd time seeing her already in this tumbling event.
Nicely done.
A little hop there at the end on that round off back handspring back tuck, so that will be a minimal deduction. But overall, really nice.
Mm-hmm. Yes, in terms of landing and tumbling, you'll typically see athletes try to stick that landing or take that declared step, which is allowed and will not be a deduction.
Next up for UMHB in the aerial tumbling round with their highest start value of the tumbling round is a 9.90. Number 35, Riley Gray, freshman. Out of Arlington, Texas. as the NCATA expands, the sport expands, it becomes increasingly more difficult to get a 9.9 start value in tumbling. So this is already a really impressive start for UMHB. Teammates are getting her hype as she's ready to take the mat. Beautiful.
Very nice.
Bench is happy.
You know it's good when the bench is happy. We noted the high start value. For those of you that follow along with the sport, and this being the D3 tournament, D3 has limited practice times in the preseason. So for Mary Hardin-Baylor and both Stevenson to be able to put together a meet of a 9.9 in a tumbling round, it really is impressive.
Next up for Stevenson in the 6-element tumbling round, we'll have number 8, Elise Gasker, freshman out of Sparrows Point, Maryland. Or correct me, she's a sophomore.
Good pass from Elise Gasker. She did take that step, so I did mention that each team, as they try to execute that perfect landing, they'll stick the landing or take that declared step. She did take a step, but it was to the side, so that would be a deduction.
Next up for UMHB in the 6-element tumbling pass is number 9, Jenna Hall, start value of 9.55. She is a junior out of Houston, Texas. You've heard us talk a lot about Jenna Hall already this meet. She was a 2024 NCATA All-American. She competed in 12 heats and team event, set new program records in 6-element acro, the 450 salto toss, the synchronized toss, and the over toss.
Very nice. Round off back handspring, 1.5 step out, through to 2 back handsprings, through to a full. Nicely done.
Nice crowd surf from her teammates there over on the bench. Next up for Stevenson in the tumbling round for the open pass. Start value of 8.0 is number 1, Annabelle Rousseau. She's a junior, out of Maryland.
We've seen her a lot throughout this meet, even throughout the season for Stevenson. She is one of their standout athletes. NCATA Academic Honor Roll 2023 and 2024. D3 All-Tournament First Team last year, 2024. MAC Academic Honor Roll 2024. Very clean.
Really nicely executed. Judges are going to like that. Cleanliness usually does score very high. Good round for Stevenson.
Yes.
So final heat from Mary Hardin-Baylor in the open tumbling event with a start value of 9.55. Number 37, Jackie McGuire. We talked about her earlier. She is a junior out of Flower Mound, Texas. Again, happy to see her back competing after missing the season in 2024 with an injury. Very, very nice.
Well done. We haven't seen an Arabian yet today, so that was exciting. Very well executed.
For our viewers out there, sometimes you can't see warm-up, but we were watching number 37 warm up, and she was not hitting that skill, so it was really nice to see her finish that, and I thought it was the best one that she's competed all day.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
So that concludes the tumbling event. Next, we will see the final event of the meet, the team event. Team event encompasses everything you just watched in the first 5 events. There are up to 24 athletes on the floor at one time, performing skills in acro, toss, pyramid, and tumbling in a routine set to music. Team event has specific skill requirements from each above category, and the start value is based on the difficulty of skills selected to fulfill requirements. Execution deductions are the same in this event as in previous events, and larger deductions are applied if an athlete falls or does not complete a skill. This is a very fast-paced event, so keep your eyes on the mat.
As we're waiting for the scores and for Stevenson to take the mat, just to talk a little bit about the head coach of Stevenson University, Megan Dupree. She was named the second ever acrobatics and tumbling coach in program history for the Mustangs back in 2023. Her first year of coaching was in the 2024 season. DIII reinstated and reformed various elements of that team routine, including the reinstatement of team event. In 2024, the Mustangs broke the final score record and scored a 200 for the first time ever with a 210.80 against East Stroudsburg back in March. Megan DIII is an Owings Mills native from Maryland. She was a top performer on the inaugural team in 2022 and 2023. Tumbling scores are in for Stevenson in the duo pass with a 6.575, Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 7.775. Trio pass for Stevenson with a 5.05, Mary Hardin-Baylor with an 8.225. In the quad pass, Stevenson with a 2.0 and Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 7.35. In the aerial pass, Stevenson with a 5.75, Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 9.45. In the 6 element heat, Stevenson with a 6.30, Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 9.0. In the open tumbling pass, Stevenson with a 7.775 and Mary Hardin-Baylor a 9.0.
Something to note off that Stevenson tumbling round in that open event, or open pass, excuse me, she had a start value of 8.0 and she scored a 7.775. So really minimal deduction, solid round for Stevenson on that open tumbling round.
Yes.
So last but not least, we will begin the team event. Stevenson will go first. They have a start value of 78.66. The max start value of a team event is 110. We are going to turn our mics off for this, but good luck to Stevenson as they perform their final team event of the meet. solid team event from Stevenson. A couple timing issues in the pyramid. And maybe one tumbling touch for major error.
Yeah.
If you did notice, one of those tosses did not go in the middle of the team event.
That's a fast-moving event for Stevenson. You'll notice once Mary Hardin-Baylor takes the mat, there's a lot more athletes on the mat, so it allows for more breathing time, more time to think and regroup yourself in between each event and team event. For Stevenson, there's just a lot of back and forth going on, so for there to be very minimal execution errors in terms of falling, I think it's pretty impressive that they were able to finish how they did.
Judges will take a couple minutes to score the team event. It is obviously the largest event of the meet. It takes a while to score. There's a lot of things to judge. Judges do get a team event layout at the beginning of the meet, and they divvy up who is going to judge what at the start of the meet, so they can really focus in on when the teams are actually competing. For UMHB in the team event, their start value will be a 100.97 out of that max of 110. Something to note for the UMHB team event, they are maxed out in their pyramid start value throughout team event. And almost maxed out in their acros as well. Pyramid event for the team event, I should say, starts at a 20, and they are maxed out at 20. And like I said, acro, out of that 20, they are at 19.07.
Having that higher team event start value, we will see more difficult skills on the mats in all rounds.
So as Sophie mentioned, Stevenson did finish up their team event with about 15 people in that event. Super impressive for them to put that together with 15 individuals. UMHB in their team event, they will be competing with the max amount of athletes allowed on the floor, which is 24. One of my favorite parts of team event is really being able to watch the athletes' personalities shine and come through, and watching them have fun while they're competing. A lot of them are very stoic as they get through that first and even second half of the meet. So for our viewers out there and our listeners, be sure to keep an eye on the fun.
Yes. And you'll notice too, sometimes in team event, the fun isn't always the skills that are going. You'll see sometimes athletes standing around the mat, dancing, cheering people on, kind of doing their own thing. So it's really nice to see. Team event is a great event for, you know, that team culture to kind of stand out and shine as they all continue to support each other throughout.
Now, Sophie, what was your favorite event as an athlete?
I would have to say the tumbling round for sure. My senior year, I was in the trio tumbling heat, and it's just so fun knowing that you're not out there alone. You have your teammates. You know, you can hear the teammates that aren't about to take the mat with you and look on either side and know that you have two coming out working just as hard to reach that clean execution. The sport is much different, though, from when I did acro to when you did acro, Mel. So tell me, what was your favorite event?
For our viewers out there, when I did acro, this was about 2013. So the sport looks a lot different now than it did, oh my gosh, back in 2013. So I do have to say, though, my favorite event was team event. As a former cheerleader, it really brings out that energy and, like you said, team culture and just fun.
Absolutely.
Here comes the crew. Really nice job from UMHB. Such a high energy team event.
Lots to look out for during that.
Want to highlight number 38, Morgan Webb. She was a base, just a one-man right in the middle of that routine, all by herself. She's a senior out of Austin, Texas. Absolutely phenomenal strength from her.
Yes, we noted the higher start value before Mary Hardin-Baylor took the mat. So you've seen, during the tumbling rounds, acro, pyramid, tosses, we saw more of those difficult skills. Mary Hardin-Baylor did a nice job with synchronization throughout. Staying strong, staying powerful, high spirits. And we saw at that team event during the dance, they really just let out all that energy. Always fun to see.
One thing to note with that team event as well, their starting value in their running tumbling was a 15.46 out of 20, even though we had all of those, or they had all of those running passes, those full and a half, those fulls. Like we talked about earlier, it is very hard to max out in that running tumbling in a team event. So sometimes to get there, you will see more of those connection passes as well.
Yes.
That just goes to show how much more the sport is progressing as the years pass.
As we're waiting for the team event score, Stevenson does have one senior that we'll shout out, Alexis Gross. She was a member of the team in the inaugural year for Stevenson in 2022, serving in the base position. Lexi was a key member of the pyramid and toss events. In her first year, she was a member of the inversion pyramid group that scored an 8.75 against East Stroudsburg and Kutztown. In the inversion pyramid, against Trine, 9.30. And in 2024, she helped the team score a 9.7 against Concordia in the pyramid open heat. And then during this season, she posted a 9.40 with this 10.0 start value in the open heat of the pyramid round against Presbyterian. I'm sure Stevenson is sad to see her go, but always proud that she helped start the team here at Stevenson.
As far as UMHB goes, they are graduating about 7 seniors this year. Includes number 2, Katie Breckler, number 5, Maya Manaka, 16, Kristen Johnson, number 19, Sarah Williamson, number 25, Katarina Wright, number 28, Chloe Drew, and number 38, Morgan Webb.